She won't be able to resist you. Say this to any woman. Stoicism, a real infidelity story. Have you ever been told the exact words to say that would make any woman fall for you? I hadn't either. Not until I met Jordan, the man who would unravel everything I thought I knew about relationships, desire and control. He told me, say this, and she won't be able to resist you. I laughed at first. But then I tried it. And that's where everything started to fall apart. Because I didn't say it to a stranger. I said it to my best friend's wife. And the part that haunts me the most. She didn't resist at all. My name's Ethan, 34. Software engineer by trade, divorced by bad luck, and philosophically confused most days. I've always prided myself on being the rational type. Stoic, grounded, predictable. My closest circle was small. My college roommate Ryan, his wife Ava, and Jordan, a new guy we met at a Stoicism meetup downtown. Jordan was different. Magnetic. The kind of guy who could walk into a room and have everyone leaning in before he even said a word. He had this calm, unshakable energy. Never rushed, never loud. And women noticed. Even Ava noticed. Ava, sweet, sarcastic, elegant. The kind of woman who made you feel like you were the only one in the room when she looked at you. She was Ryan's wife, and that meant a hard line was drawn, always. Or so I told myself. Jordan became our Friday night regular. Philosophy, cigars, and bourbon on Ryan's balcony. He'd talk about control, desire, human nature. Most men chase women, he said once. But if you understand what makes a woman feel seen, like really seen, she'll come to you. She'll want to. It was on one of those nights, after Ryan had gone inside to take a work call, that Jordan leaned in and said it. You want to know the line that works every time. Say this to any woman. You don't have to pretend with me. Just that. Say it like you mean it. Then watch her crumble. I laughed, rolled my eyes and dismissed it. But later I found myself replaying it in my head. You don't have to pretend with me. Maybe it was curiosity. Or ego. Or the slow burn of a woman I admired too much. Whatever it was, the words stuck. And the next time I was alone with Ava, I said them. And everything changed. It was late September when it happened. Ryan had gone out of town for a tech conference, and Ava invited me over to help set up her new bookshelf. Harmless, friendly, normal. We joked about my inability to follow instructions and her weird obsession with alphabetical order. She poured us wine. We sat on the floor, tired and tipsy. And then she sighed. This long, heavy breath that didn't match the moment. Sometimes, she said, looking at the half-assembled shelf, I wonder what it's all for. You know. Like, what the hell am I even doing? I hesitated. Then I heard myself say it. You don't have to pretend with me. She turned her head slowly, like the words hit some hidden nerve. Her eyes, usually playful, suddenly looked vulnerable. Fragile. She whispered. What if I don't even know who I am without the pretending? We sat in that silence for too long. And then she reached for my hand. It should have ended there. But it didn't. The next few weeks were a slow unraveling. Late-night texts. Inside jokes with too much heat behind them. One night, she kissed me in my car after we had coffee. Just to catch up. It was wrong. We both knew it. But it didn't stop us. Every time I tried to pull away, she'd say something like, with you I feel seen. And my resolve would shatter. I wasn't sleeping. Ryan was still clueless, still inviting me over for game nights, still calling me his brother. And every time I saw Ava across the room, pretending nothing was happening, I felt like I was sinking deeper into a trap I'd walked into eyes wide open. One night, after everyone had left, I stayed back to help clean. Ava followed me into the kitchen. I think about you all the time, she said, standing too close. Ava, I started. Don't pretend with me, Ethan, she whispered. And then she kissed me. But this time Ryan was standing in the hallway. And he saw everything. The room froze. Ava pulled away like she'd been burned, but the damage was done. Ryan's face twisted into something I can't unsee. A kind of disbelief that hardens into betrayal in seconds. Seriously, he asked. Voice flat. Hello. Ryan. I stepped forward, but he held up a hand. You too. He looked at me like I was a stranger. Out of all people. You. He didn't yell. He didn't punch me. Somehow that made it worse. Eva tried to speak. Ryan, don't. His voice cracked. Just don't. He walked out of the room and out of our lives. And the silence that followed. It was like the echo of a bomb going off in reverse. No noise, but everything was still shattered. Ava tried to keep things going after that. I called. She messaged. She said it just happened and meant something. But whatever illusion we had shattered the moment Ryan saw us. Jordan. He laughed when I told him. Told you it would work, he said, sipping his bourbon. You just weren't ready for what came next. That's when I realized what Jordan really was. Not a friend. Not a philosopher. Just a man who enjoyed pulling strings to see how far others would fall. Control, he'd said once, is the illusion people cling to before they implode. And we had. I lost both of them. Ryan never spoke to me again. Ava moved out a month later and left the city entirely. I haven't heard from her since. Sometimes I replay that night and wonder what would have happened if I hadn't said it. You don't have to pretend with me. Maybe nothing. Maybe everything. Jordan disappeared not long after. The Stoicism group dissolved. The bourbon nights stopped. The silence lingered. I've spent a lot of time thinking about desire, control, and the stories we tell ourselves to justify betrayal. I wanted to believe I was connecting with someone lost, helping her find her truth. But really, I was just using a line to open a door I never should have touched. Stoicism talks about virtue, discipline, inner peace. But none of those things protected me from my own weakness. So here's what I know now. Words are powerful. But not because they make someone fall for you. They're powerful because they expose who you are when you say them. And what you're willing to risk for the response. So no, I don't use that line anymore. Not because it doesn't work. But because I learned the hardest way possible. If you say it to the wrong person at the wrong time, she won't be able to resist you. But you might not be able to live with what happens next.